The sun drifted westward, gilding the village in bronze and rose. The scent of freshly baked bread mingled with olive oil and crushed herbs. Evening was always Lucius' favorite time, the hour when the day's noise gentled into quiet talk and the hearth fires glowed like small stars across the hills. He had spent the afternoon helping his mother grind grain and fetch water from the well. Though he was tired, it was a good tired, the kind earned with honest work. His hands were rough from clay and stone, yet he felt proud of every mark they bore. Livia had refused to spend all the coins. "A man's labor must rest before it is divided," she had said, smiling in her half-serious way. But she had allowed herself one indulgence, a small measure of honey from Milo the apiarist, their neighbor. She bought it with 2 bronze asses, and when she returned, she held the jar as if it were gold. That evening, their modest home transformed. A linen cloth, washed and mended many times, was spread across the low wooden table. The barley porridge bubbled in a clay pot, fragrant with thyme and a drizzle of new oil. Beside it, she set a single round of bread, its crust golden, its warmth still rising like breath. Lucius lit the small oil lamp, the flame trembling as if shy before celebration. "Shall we invite the gods, Mother?" he asked. Livia smiled softly. "They are always welcome, but tonight they will have to share my gratitude with you." Lucius laughed, the sound echoing faintly in the quiet of their house. He filled their cups with watered wine, a gift from Aurelia, his uncle's wife, given at the last festival. It had been saved for a special day, and tonight felt worthy of it. As they sat together, Livia touched her son's wrist. "Your father would have been proud," she said. "He worked hard when he was young, too. He used to tell me, if a man's sweat falls on honest soil, the gods will turn it into blessing." Lucius grew still. "I wish I could remember him," he said quietly. "You do," she murmured. "You remember him every day, in your patience, in your stubbornness, in the way you look at the morning as though daring it to begin." Her voice trembled on the edge of tears, but she laughed to hide it. "And in the way you eat, with both hands." Lucius grinned and tore the bread, handing her the larger piece first. Then I must have inherited all his appetite. They ate slowly, savoring each bite. The honey was sweet beyond measure, the wine mild and rich. They spoke of small things, the neighbor's new goat, the mason's boy who'd broken his arm, the merchant who'd promised to bring cloth from Ephesus. But beneath their words lay something deeper, the quiet joy of a shared victory. For years they had lived by weaving, mending, small trade, and the charity of kind neighbors. Now, for the first time, Lucius' work had brought home coin and pride. It was as if a door had opened, revealing a future shaped not by survival but by choice. When they finished, Livia gathered the coins again, placing them carefully into a small wooden box. "We will keep them here," she said. "Let the first earnings stay under our roof, so that the next may find its way home as well." Lucius watched her hands, strong, graceful, a little worn, and thought how those hands had done everything, cradled him, washed clothes by the stream, stitched and sold, fed and comforted. He could never repay them. "Mother," he said softly, "one day I'll earn enough for you to rest. You'll have a servant, and a house with a tiled roof." She smiled faintly. "I need none of those, Lucius. Only this, that you come home each evening whole." Her words pierced him with tenderness and guilt. He wanted to tell her that he sometimes dreamed of leaving, of following his uncle Marcus to the legions, of seeing the cities he'd only heard of in travelers' tales. But he could not speak it. Not tonight. Not when her eyes shone like this. Instead, he reached across the table and took her hand. "Then I will come home every time," he said. Outside, night unfurled over the hills. The cicadas stilled, a cool wind slipped through the fig trees. Their small home glowed from within, the lamplight warm against the dark. For the first time in a long while, Livia sang, a soft melody of childhood, the same lullaby she had sung when Lucius was small. He leaned back, listening, eyes closed. The tune carried him to a place where time felt kind, where loss was only a distant echo. When the song faded, she looked at him, her son, nearly grown, yet still her child. "Sleep, Lucius," she whispered. "Tomorrow will come soon." He nodded, but even as he extinguished the lamp, he felt a restless stirring, not unease, but longing. The world beyond their hills seemed to whisper through the night wind, a promise, or perhaps a warning. Still, for this night, he chose the warmth beside the hearth, the sound of his mother's quiet breathing, and the soft weight of his first earning tucked safely beneath their roof.